They say how this nigga come from dirt to bad hoes and bankrolls. Over 100 shots on the E-way, I gotta make it home. I learned from my struggle, stack that dope, forget your hustle on. Go ride for your brother when he call you.
Welcome everybody to Chopping It Up with Dizz Los. I'm Dizz, that's Los. Los, what's up?
What up, professionals?
It's been a crazy week in some games in the NFL this past week. We'll talk about the Giants losing to the Saints. We'll talk about the Eagles losing. We'll talk about the Jets probably getting shellacked by the Cowboys. But first, we got to go right to the professional with this one. He said last week a trap game was going to be the New England Patriots beating the Buffalo Bills. And Los, you had it right on. You said it was going to be a
trap.
close game.
It's a trap. I told you, man. Look,
explain yourself. How did you get this?
Listen, man. Like Drake Maine, I'm telling you, he divides the ball evenly to all his receivers, and plus, this was going to be a big game for Stephon Diggs. You haven't seen a lot of Stephon Diggs lately, right? And they needed to get him going. I think this is the game from now on. You're going to see a lot of more Stephon Diggs. A lot more consistency with him. You know, he had like 140 plus yards, right? And like, I think over 10 receptions.
Yeah, 12 receptions.
That's pretty big, man. On the span of the first 4 games, he only had like he was only eclipsing like 40 yards, 30 yards. Not really much production there, but, shout out to Drake Maine. He really got him going. He gets all the receivers going. Now they lost their running back, Antonio Gibson, which only means one thing, the rookie. Remember who I was so big on in the offseason?
You were.
Trayvon Henderson. Now he's going to get majority of the snaps.
And you got
Ramondre Stevenson, right? But he has a little bit of a fumbling issue like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how they're going to divvy up those carries, between him and Ramondre Stevenson. But I look to see the rookie, Trayvon Henderson, get a lot of looks going forward. And, the New England Patriots, don't sleep on Coach Rabel, bro. He's defensive-minded coach. And they got a good, solid defense. For them to, beat the Bills in Buffalo.
Sunday night,
that's not a hard –
world watching.
That's not an easy, cup of tea to do, man. That's – so, shout-outs to the whole Buffalo – to the New England Patriots. Great win. Conference,
that was a great win.
That was huge. So, big. But why don't we just get into –
Let's get into it.
Giants.
It was crazy. Over here in PA, where I live, we had the Eagles versus the Broncos and on one channel and the Cowboys versus the Jets on the other channel. So I only saw highlights of the game. Los, you're going to have to break it down. I saw, of course, the main highlights, but what did you see and what was like the fucking deal? Because it went the first two series was great for the Giants, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, so the thing is, when you look at it when they were moving the ball, Scatterbull was, he was a hard runner. He was doing his thing. He had a costly fumble that was in the red zone that they ran it back for a touchdown. That was a big turnaround of the game because they were actually only losing, I believe, by 1 touchdown. And then that's it. It was over after that. But other than that, man, there was some key drops, man, from the veteran, Darius Slayton. There was the defense. So, listen, the thing is, just talking about the game defensively, they have some elite players, man. Again, just to name a few, and you guys should all know, you got Sexy Dexy, right? You got Abdul Carter, you got Thibodeau, you got Spider-Man Burns, you got 2 key cornerbacks that you signed in the offseason, right? Adebo and Holiday, I think his name is, right? Hollins, right? So, and like and it's not the athleticism of the players, it's the coaching, man. And it's sad to say, what I'm saying? The Giants, the defense that they're running right now is just boring, man. And like when you see it, there's no schemes. Like they're not hiding the rush. There's no corner blitz where they're like, and then the DEs push back to cover. Like there's no fun. It's not really like exciting to watch the defense. And then that's the thing that when Wink was on the Giants, Wink Martindale.
Yep.
I mean, he ran an exciting defensive package, man. Like you would see the schemes, even though they were losing because they couldn't get the ball going offensively when Wink was on the team. But defensively, like he was innovative and he thought of blitz packages, and you saw it on the field. Like I don't know what's wrong with Bowen. I don't know if he understands like the NFL defense or how to like set it up, but like the packages that he's running out there with the team is not it, man. Like, and it's really rather boring to watch, man. Like you got Abdul Carter, the rookie, man, who is like hands down, he looks like he's going to be the future of the franchise when it comes to like defense.
Yeah.
And you're not really utilizing him the way he should be utilized. So I think the Giants need to make a change, and it should start from there, from the defense, and then work its way up to the offense. Like, I'm not going to call for Dable's head just yet, but if the defense continues this way, man, they got to start thinking about, getting a defensive coordinator, man. Like,
and that's the thing. I would say I would probably keep Dable for the rest of the year. All right. I mean, what else? You know what to expect. You got a rookie quarterback. You're not going to do that. See how he advances. But next year, you get two people. You get a defensive coordinator. The first one, Antonio Pierce.
Big.
And
the Super Bowl winning coach on the Giants.
Yeah. And then the next one, you get a head coach, and you bring John Gruden to the Giants.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be tough, but
why? Why would that be tough? I think he's cleared. He's cleared to come back and coach. He wants to coach. Him and Dart had a great relationship doing that quarterback combine thing that he does.
Yeah,
and I just think you need someone to hold these people accountable. You had Hyatt not even block for Jackson Dart when he's running down. He saw Jackson Dart went up to him and was like, "Yo, what are you doing, man?"
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be the game when he comes out, and this is his game. He didn't do anything. Didn't even catch a ball.
We also got to look at the opportunities that they give him. So I didn't break down how many receptions he got thrown out, how many attempts, but you got to look at that too, man. What coaching, what plays they're calling to get him the opportunity to show, right? So the thing that I'm worried about is the off. I'm thinking about the offseason now, because now I know that the way we look, there's no way we're going to go to the Super Bowl or anything. So right now, you got to start thinking ahead of the future and what we're going to do to bring back players, right? And what's a key part of our defense is Dexter Lawrence. And I believe that the Giants are 0-2 in bringing back key players and losing key players to other franchises, and then them producing like very well. So obviously Saquon Barkley, right? He leaves the next year. The Eagles go to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl, right? Now you got Daniel Jones, who was let go. Now he's on the 4-1 Colts, and he is having a amazing year.
I don't want to say it yet. The three letters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it yet.
Yeah, but it looks like he's up there via MVP.
Yeah.
So he's up there, right? So now we're gonna fast forward to the Giants. Dexter Lawrence is gonna be able to go into free agency next year if the Giants don't do anything, right? And if I was Dexter Lawrence and I was to sit back and look at what the organization is doing to better themselves for a future playoff contention, I would say, listen, man, go for the money and get out while you can. Listen, as much as I would want him back, if I was him and I want a championship, I'm leaving, because I don't see, in the direction that the Giants are going, I don't see it's worth my time sticking around, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you know what? I do think that too. And I do think he's going to look at a team, where can I be the most impactful? They'll use me. You said it last week, the Patriots, that's a team, young team that's, got their whole offensive line is like rookies. Their whole right side's a rookie. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's the place to go, because the AFC is wide open, I think, now. The Chiefs are falling. You got the Bills. They're going to do what they can do, but excuse me. Mm-hmm. Baltimore is just, they look bad.
Yeah, without Lamar Jackson, it was rough for them, man. But even with Lamar Jackson, like you said, something's going on with Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry gets going early, but then late, there's always these costly fumbles, right? But again, just to go back on the Giants, man, and just to finish off, what I got to say is that, we got to start thinking about next week, right? We got Thursday night, short week. We got the Eagles at home. That is going to be a massacre.
I thought you were going to say a
No. They're going to be calling for heads this week, because, again, the defense is going to – listen, you got Saquon coming back home.
Again, he's going to –
and the defense needs to step up, and we all know. We'll see if they start bringing up some more schemes this week, but this is not the week to start testing new schemes. You got to make sure that you guys are playing what you know how to play, because they're bringing everything. They're coming off a tight loss against the Buccaneers. They're coming
against the Broncos. Against the Broncos.
Against the Broncos, right? That was a close game. They're going to go. They want that win. So
now look at this. You go look at the defense that the Broncos had, and look at the defense the Giants had. Mm-hmm. Player for player, the Giants stand up with them. But it's the coaching. It's the scheme.
Yeah, but if you look at the Denver's defense, if you take a look and analyze how they run their plays and what the blitz packages they bring, bro, the schemes that Denver has is like top notch
Yes.
versus like what the Giants got going on right now. So if you look at all these top tier defense, right, the Minnesota Vikings, you look at the Denver Broncos, you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you look at the Green Bay Packers, like all these defenses, right? If you look at them and how they run their schemes and how they disguise coverages and stuff like that, is like, yo, it's like night and day versus the Giants. Not to say the Giants aren't professional and they don't know what they're doing. It's just that they're not coming. They're not fun to watch. They're not interesting. You know what I mean? You need to start coming up with like defensive schemes, man. Can't keep running the same old shit.
And this is the thing, you know, I don't see, as much as I watched the Giants this year, I've only seen a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of times where you got Thibodeau, Sexy, Dexley, Burns, and Carter all on the same field at the same time. Why can't they just all be at the same time on the field? I mean, you saw that with the Chargers, and look what happened.
Yep.
A lot of series. So it's like I think you're right, Los. I think the Giants do need to look into the defensive coordinator, and you know, if they get another game like they did this week, I think he will be gone by the week 6.
Yeah, because now it's good. Listen, they're gonna go down right now. What, they're 1-4, the Giants, right? So they're gonna be 1-5 this week, and then they're going. I believe they're facing the Broncos.
They are facing the Broncos next
in Mile High, right?
And then they come back and go against the Eagles
again. So it's gonna be a freaking. They're gonna go to the meat grinder these next 3 weeks, man.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a good learning experience for Jackson Dart. It's going to be a huge learning experience for the offensive line.
Yeah.
So they can, like, you know, protect the quarterback and, like, you know, try to, you know, alleviate any sacks. It'll be good. But they'll be lucky if they can squeak one win out of those 3, man. If anything, it'll be like the Broncos if they can squeak one out against the Broncos. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
It's going to be tough, man, you know.
So we'll get right into the other game. What did you like about the Broncos and the Eagles? Did you see anything you like about that game?
Oh, I mean, I'm a big Bo Nix fan, man, and you know he has like that Ben Roethlisberger in there, that he's gonna fight to the end. Like, he'll get hurt, he'll come back out there. He has what you call grit, right? Cortland Sutton going forward is a never bench, always start player. The only reason I benched him this week in one of my fantasy leagues because I had like elite other players, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you're ever questioning, like, oh, should I start Cortland Sutton or like another receiver? No, Cortland Sutton on the Denver Broncos is a must start every week.
You know who's another one too? And a sleeper. I didn't think he was going to do that good. J.K. Dobbs. I didn't think he was that good of a player, but he's
J.K. Dobbins, right?
Yeah, I was like,
man, he's a producer, man. And you know, the only thing is with the Denver Broncos offense, like, I would like to see them get R.J. Harvey going, man. You know, like, you see all these rookies, like, so right now. You see, like, Omarion Hampton, he was going, but now he got hurt, right? So he's out 4 weeks. But when he got going, they got him going, man. He was producing, right? Yo, the Browns got a Clydesdale in their backfield, man.
They do.
Bro, he looks elite. When he gets the ball, you see him, right? Like,
yep. I was watching that game, yeah.
Yo, he moves like Le'Veon Bell / Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good, man. And then you got R.J. Harvey, who's from that RB rookie class, who has that pedigree. You know, I would like to see the Broncos utilize him more, get him going, to see what he really has in the tank, right? But like, again, like, offensively, man, he moves the ball, and it's not just Cortland Sutton, right? They hit the tight ends going. They got Marvin Mims Jr. He get him going. So, yo, he got players, and you know, he can play. So shout outs to Bo Nix. He's having a great sophomore year, and I think
usually that's not good.
No, and I think the Broncos are going to make noise. I think Broncos are going to make noise down the stretch. You're going to see them, you know, either wild card or get into the playoffs, man. No problem.
I think they're in the lead of their division right now, the West.
Yeah, they have the defense is elite. The defense is elite, and if that offense gets moving, like, you know, consistently, man, they're going to be a problem. You
got the best corner in the game in Surtain.
Surtain is no joke, man.
So I mean, that was another great game. Another great game was, well, it wasn't a great game, but for me it was, because I had the quarterback and a tight end. I had Dak and Ferguson. You know, the Jets just, you know, lay down for the Cowboys, and Dak was just
that was going to be a slaughter, man. That was going to be a slaughter, and it was, you know, like, listen, Dak right now, he's in the talks as well as for MVP, I would say. Dealing with all the injuries on his team and like just dealing with what he has. He's getting the ball moving. Dak is doing Dak things. A lot of people were downplaying Dak, like, oh, and I was one of them. I was like, I don't know if Dak's gonna get it done, but look, he's consistent. He's getting it done. So
and he's
like
doing without Dez.
Without CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb's supposed to come back in the next I think 2-3 weeks. Is he on IR or is he just out?
I think he's coming back within the next 2 weeks.
But did they put him on IR? Because if you put him on IR, then he's out definitely another 2-3
He's out I think he's out this week 6, so he probably was on the IR.
Okay, so like with CeeDee, and then who's a sleeper on the Dallas Cowboys? Javonte Williams.
Best offseason pickup.
Right now, Javonte Williams is a steal in all fantasy drafts because he was.
I don't even know when he was drafted in our league, but
Javonte Williams is only like I think his 4th year in the league, right?
Yeah, he was a beast his first year.
He got hurt, early in his career, and then they kind of like gave up on him. Denver gave up on him, right? And Dallas, signed him. They believed in him, and look, he's reinvigorating his career. Shout outs to
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, and
really, he's doing good. And, you got Pickens scoring a touchdown, huge.
Yeah, George. I have no Pickens stock this year, but I was a big Pickens fan last year.
You still are
everywhere. I still am. I just don't have any stock. If I can get him for the low, I'll get him. But
and this is another team that I think it was a good game, a great game actually, and both quarterbacks played very well. But I do think that this is my front runner for the MVP right now, and that's Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. They look good, the defense is good. And against Seattle, that was a great game. It was like, they each had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I called that game too, man. I told you, I was like, listen, Tampa Bay is going to take that. Emeka Buka is going to have a big game. Wide receiver 1. Shout outs to Emeka Buka, man. Like, listen, he might get, I think the way it's looking right now, he's looking as top choice for offensive rookie.
Yeah.
Of the year right now.
Yes, definitely.
Knock on wood, hope he stays healthy, but if he stays the way he is.
So they weren't lying when they were talking about that in preseason, how, he's unguardable.
Unguardable. He might be QB proof, man.
We'll see.
Hopefully,
but it looks so easy for him.
I know.
So
man.
easy.
And the thing is, Old Faithful right now, Mike Evans is hurt. So when he comes back, that's another weapon. And on the low, I'm hearing I don't know if you heard this, that there were a couple of trades today, first of all.
Yeah.
In the NFL. And one trade that particularly might happen to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is they're planning on trying to reunite Baker Mayfield with his tight end,
Mark
Andrews. Wow. So
that would be big.
That would be big.
I didn't know they played with each other in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So then they had Cade Otto, right? Already. They'll run the 2 tight end sets with Mark Andrews and Cade. And then you got Anika, Mike Evans, and Godwin.
And then
watch out.
Watch
out.
Bucky Irvin.
Irvin comes back in like 4 or 5, another 4 weeks.
The Bucs are a tight team.
They are. They're all around. Fundamentally, they're sound offensively and defensively. I think it'll be a great pickup if they do pick that. I think the trade deadline is now November
4th
or 5th or something like that.
So, anything else for football Sunday that you liked? That you saw? Any fantasy?
Did you see the early game, the 9:30 game in England, Minnesota?
I was actually working, so I didn't, but I was listening to it.
So, Dylan Gabriel gets his first NFL start, right? The kid out of Oregon. So he looked okay. He started getting the ball going, passing. What I did like, he was utilizing David Njoku a lot. He was getting him. If you guys haven't followed David Njoku's career, like during the beginning of the season. He was, hey buddy, say hi. So David Njoku wasn't really producing much fantasy wise, and I said to the guys, hold on, buddy. Yeah. So I said, remember what I said on the podcast last week, right? I said, listen, if you guys are struggling for a tight end, pick up David Njoku.
Yeah. Because
I'm telling you right now, Dylan Gabriel is going to utilize his tight end. And what did he do? Utilized both his tight ends. The rookie got a touchdown, and David Njoku had I think 80 yards for with 6 or 7 receptions. So this is a guy that you're gonna want to monitor. So if he's in your waiver wire, you want to pick up David Njoku going forward.
Yeah, and going forward that it's Gabriel's team and Shador's team. So Flacco's gone. Flacco went to the Bengals.
Yeah, so it's big, man. Let's talk about that. They said that was the first in division trade between two teams in the same division. I think in over like a decade or something like that. They said, and they were struggling, man. The Cincinnati Bengals, they've been struggling weekly. Even though they got Jamar Chase going this week, I think he had 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah,
like they got to get going. And like right now, they're gonna lose the season. They keep losing and losing. Like Joe Burrow will come back, but might be too late. So
why bring him back?
Hopefully, Joe Flacco can come in, get like 2 or 3 wins, and keep them in the race. Right? That's all they need. They need to stay in the race. So once Burrow comes in, it's over. And
Flacco's gonna be bombing it. He does. He has a nice bomb. He does a nice throw.
Yeah, man. He's gonna get his 350, 375 yards, 4 TDs, 2 going to Jamar Chase. So now, like, Jamar Chase becomes an enticing, start now. Like now you don't have to worry about Browning. You just got to be like, all right, I got Flacco, and if Flacco's gonna get him the ball, he's a veteran. He knows. So look for Higgins and Flacco start getting some receptions, some TDs.
Going with that, what you said about Jamar Chase starting to get ready and everything. In our ESPN league that we are with Jay-Z, something you always say, you always play your big dog. You always play them.
You always play your aces, your numero unos.
He had Chase on the bench, and I beat him.
Wow.
And that's what he had what 30 points maybe?
Yeah, man. Shout outs to Alex in that league. He took down the number 1 team.
And next week 101 goes against the professionals. We'll see who's going to take first place.
Yep. The only reason I lost because James Cook decided not to be a chef this week and not cook.
I know.
So,
I know. And, I won a lot of my fantasy leagues, but I played people like Derrick Henry. Who else did I play? Scatterboo. I played people that normally would have a good game, and they just didn't. And I was kind of happy with that. Let's, we'll get into the fantasy going on right now, but the Yankees, you watch any of the playoffs?
Yeah, man, they got hammered the other day, man. I think I saw the first game was like 12-1 or something.
I think it was like 9-1. The other game was 12-7. I was just like, oh my gosh.
They're right now down 2-0, right?
Yep, against Toronto, who is looking amazing. Their offense cannot be stopped. Their pitching can't be stopped. I mean, it's going to be, I think, Toronto versus the Dodgers.
But this is what you got to understand. Like, if anybody can get out a 2-0 deficit, it's the Yankees. So, if you guys want to have some faith, I think, if you guys can churn out a win in the next game, I think you guys will be all right, man. If anybody can fight, it could be the Yankees. So
it can, but it's not. I'll say it, it's not these Yankees. They haven't proved themselves yet. They haven't proved. They went to the World Series. They should have won that World Series last year. Cody
and Judge, they can get it going like that.
Well, they need to get it going real quick.
Yeah, so hopefully they get it going, man.
And then fantasy. Any we saw a lot of injuries happen. We saw running backs go down, receivers go down. Any sleepers you got out there, Los?
So one sleeper, maybe for those that are not really fantasy football aficionados, if you need a receiver, Kendrick Bourne, he's out there. Get him, man. Fantasy, if you're playing the FABB and you got to place money to pick him up, don't drop the house on him. But I would say anything between the ballpark of like, I'd say 25 to like $30 for him. I think he's a top add-on for those missing a wide receiver. For those that lost Marion Hampton, you got 2 running backs that are going to pick up the slack for him. It was Kamani Vidal, which was a rookie last year, and Haskins, which was a running back that used to play on the Titans. Out of both of them, I would go Vidal. If Michael Carter is still there from the Cardinals, who you saw was the workhorse and scored.
You picked him up.
Yep, I would say go him before you go Vidal. But if Vidal is your only choice, you got to go for him. And then if Marion Hampton was your RB1, you're dropping the house on him. You're dropping 70 beans because you need something to keep you alive. You need the points, right? So, he would be my top add-on, and Kendrick Bourne Kendrick Bourne looked good last week, man.
He
If you
did.
remember,
Mac
we spoke
Jones,
about
and
that
you
game,
said that
man.
too. You said that.
Yeah, man, Mac Jones, and you know what? A lot of talk throughout the NFL world saying like if Mac Jones was the starting quarterback for the 49ers from the beginning of the season versus Brock Purdy, like we would seen the same results what you're seeing now with Mac Jones. Like you would, like they're saying that they think he's still elite, and again,
I don't know about elite, but he's still good.
Yeah, this is Brock Purdy's team. They're not going to take that away from Brock Purdy. But shout outs to Mac Jones, man. You know, he was taking shots. Did you see the shots he was taking last week? And
My
he was
gosh, I don't
up.
know who took more shots, him or Eli, when Eli played the 49ers that year.
Yeah, man. It was crazy, man. And like, listen,
his pants were falling off.
Yo, and he was moving the ball. He's got his tight end involved because George Kittle was out, so they had that walk on Tunga.
Yeah.
Yo, he caught a
tutty. He caught a tutty.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't got no receivers right now, man. I think Ricky Parcel is still out. What's his name? Is still out.
Jennings is out.
Jennings is still out. Brandon Ayuk is still out. So look for Kendrick Bourne to like step up, man.
You know who's stepping up? Debo Samuel for the Washington Redskins.
Who had a touchdown this week.
He's
Bill finally got on the board after a long hiatus.
Yeah, I think it's going to start right now.
Yeah, I think
he's going to start running.
I'm going to have to deploy him for Bucky Irving in my league. He's going to have to be the sub for Bucky.
I don't know.
Yeah, Bill is going to be Bill now. Now you got Jaden Daniels.
No,
back.
But I think when Bucky comes back, Bill might be your starter.
Yeah, even with Bucky back?
I think so because I think Rashad Wright is going to still get some carries for them.
Yeah, because Bucky Irving now dealing with I think a shoulder injury plus the foot injury, so
yeah,
they're gonna push back his workload. Yeah, you're right.
So a couple things. I got two things, and I don't know what I should do with this, and I'm gonna ask you. Okay.
All right.
Do you think Chuba Hubbard will lose his starting job to Downing because of last week, Rico?
So how bad is Chuba's injury? Or
he might be back this week. He'll be
back.
But
what was his injury? Because I haven't been following Chuba.
I think it was a foot.
It was a foot, but was it plantar fasciitis? Do we know what it was?
I'm not.
It all depends on his injury because they might like tone down his workload and get Rico Dowell going. I don't think he's gonna lose. So I don't think that he's gonna lose his starting position. I think they're gonna do a committee, unless it's like a real significant injury where they got to really lighten up his workload. But I think Chuba Hubbard is still going to get his looks. So I don't, it's going to be a committee. Okay. He's not going to get, Chuba's still going to be Chuba. He can play.
I know. And that's the thing. He was my like sleeper pick for like my.
But that wasn't that was an anomaly last week with Rico, man. I'm telling you.
I know. I mean,
and if it does, wow, it's not going to happen again.
But I mean, we'll see. But this week, Los, Giants, Eagles. What's your prediction?
Oh, Giants, Eagles. That's not going to be a close game. That's going to be over in like the beginning of the third quarter. You're going to see the Eagles just take firm lead, and then you're probably going to see who's the backup quarterback for the Eagles.
Isn't it Mariota?
Is it Mariota? I don't know.
That's for Redskins. That's for the Redskins.
It's not Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett got traded.
No, who the heck is it?
So whoever's the backup for the Eagles, he's going to get a lot of playing time this week.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
I think
you're going to see a big game from Saquon. Saquon will have a tutty. I think AJ Brown is going to have a tutty. Devonta Smith is going to have a tutty.
No, you think everybody's going to have a tutty?
Devonta Smith is going to have 2 tutties.
Ooh, is that a lot? Is that a low slot?
It's going to be 28-10 Eagles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Giants only scoring 1 touchdown.
You're going to see no defensive scheme from the Giants. Yeah, you're watch. You'll see.
And if that happens, that's it. They're done.
That's it. They're going to fire the defensive coordinator's out, and then they're going to start trickling away. Like they're going to start like axing people, man. It's going to happen. It's within these next 3 weeks. It's going to be the way it looks like. It's going to be loss, right? The New York media is not going to accept that unless something like, all right, if they don't do anything to change the plays defensively this week, and they continue with the same BS 3-4 package, 4-3 package, like it's gonna call for people's heads. It's gonna call for Shane Bowen's head.
Yeah, but you know what? You go across the river, you see the New York Jets. They're 0-4. New coach. I mean, they're not doing nothing either.
0-5.
Oh, 5.
Shout outs to Jay-Z and the New York Jets fan base. 0-5. But you know what? The thing is with the Jets, their coach is very positive, and Aaron Glenn, man, I respect him as a coach because he'll tell you how it is.
Yep.
And the thing is, man, he said, like, listen, we're not going to change anything. The coaching staff is aligned with what our priorities are, and we're going to do what we need to do to prepare each week, right? So now he knows that he needs to do something different in the way he's coaching and whatever he's calling, and he'll get back to it. I don't know who are they. They're playing the Broncos this week, which is tough. Now I think they're home. The Jets are home. The Jets are home, right? So
yep. It's going to be a tough game.
So can this be a trap game? I'm not going to call it a trap game, but I do want to point out one thing. So Justin Fields, even though he's 0-5, if you look at his productivity, like stat-wise, he's putting up over 30 fantasy points.
He's my super flex in one of my leagues
per week. So, like, if you need a starting quarterback and you're worried about because you had Joe Burrow and you're like starting Danny Dimes or like, and Justin Fields is available, like he's a guy that you want to think about starting. Like this week, the Broncos might take a firm lead early in the first quarter, 14-0, and then the Jets, all they're gonna have to do is throw. He's built a chemistry with what's his name?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. He gets Garrett Wilson going. They might have a close game, man. Like he needs to get Garrett Wilson going early, and then their tight end Taylor.
Yeah.
He's another one that like starting to look like he can play with the top dogs.
And Breece Hall's coming back.
And just
starting to play a little bit.
Yeah, and against a Denver stout D, you need to have a mobile quarterback. And that's what Justin Fields is. The only thing is he needs to protect the ball when he runs.
Yeah.
That's it. Because he does fumble sometimes. So, look for a good game. I think the Broncos will take a firm lead early in the first quarter. If the Jets have a shot to keep that game close, they got to get Garrett Wilson going early, man. Last week, the Jets got Garrett Wilson going late. Like, it was already over, and he scored a touchdown, so that was kind of like a pity touchdown. But you got to get those touchdowns early from Garrett Wilson, man. Get him going. And
he's got to run, too. Justin Fields has to open up that.
Yeah, the only thing is that the running back is down. What's his name? Got hurt last week.
Yeah, but Davis steps in. I had him starting last week. He scored 7 points, but hey, it is what it is.
There you go, man. So if we go down the lineups this week, we've got pretty good matchups, man. You got the Ravens and the Rams. I think the Rams take that easy. Then you got the Cowboys, Panthers. Ooh.
I'm going to go Cowboys.
I'm going to go Cowboys, but the Panthers are coming off a big win. They got, they might got that going for them. I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I think everyone's going to think, oh, it's the Panthers. I think that's going to be a close game. Cowboys take it late. Arizona coming off a bad loss late. Yo, did you see the coach ripping into the running back when he
for dropping the ball? I thought he was over the line.
Bro, he hit him in the side. He gave him like a gut shot. He was like, yo, what are you doing?
He apologized for it, but still,
yo, dude.
Very weird game. The fumble, after they intercepted it, they fumbled, and then Tyler Lockett gets, in a touchdown with it.
Yeah.
Then you have what else? Then you have him getting hit in the face with the ball, Kyler Murray.
Oh man, I'm a little worried, man. Like, dude, I thought last week was the game that really set Marvin Harrison to start breaking out, and then this week, like Marvin Harrison, they really didn't get him going, and like the way they lost. Hopefully this week coming up, they got a big test. They got the Colts.
Yeah, and the Colts are no joke. They
are. So the Colts are gonna get up early in the game with the lead. So hopefully the Cardinals start Marvin Harrison going. Trey McBride, also another one that, Trey McBride used to take over the game, man. He used to have like 2 tutties, 120 yards. Like we haven't seen that yet. So
he's getting the receptions.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Marvin Harrison and we haven't seen Trey McBride really get unleashed. So hopefully this week we get it going. The Jaguars coming off a big win this week Monday night against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
huge. They got the Seahawks. The Seahawks are hungry, man. The Seahawks coming off that loss. I think the Seahawks take that.
Yep.
And then you got the Chargers and the Dolphins. Chargers coming off a big loss, man.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, L's.
To the NFC East teams.
Yeah, so big game this week against the Dolphins. I think the Chargers get back on their winning map against the Dolphins. And then you got the Browns versus the Steelers. Steelers come back off the bye. Steelers are hungry. Steelers take that.
Yes, I think Mike Tomlin is like undefeated coming after the bye.
Yeah, and then the
So
Patriots versus the Saints.
The Patriots should demolish.
Patriots going to destroy them. And then you got the Titans versus the Raiders. I think the Raiders take that.
Yes, Raiders take
that. Raiders take that. This is a big one. 49ers versus the Bucks. I think the Bucks take that, but you know what? Mac Jones, if Brock Purdy doesn't play, Mac Jones is going to get the team going, man. I'm telling you, big game from Jason Bourne or Kendrick Bourne. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the
Kendrick
movie Bourne. Yeah. And then,
I do think I think the Bucks will win that. I think it'll be an interesting, very high scoring game too.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to start Joe Flacco this week. Obviously, there's been a trade this week. Cincinnati Bengals acquired Joe Flacco from the Cleveland Browns. So I don't know if the Browns are going to start him. But even if they don't, it's going to be they're going to get destroyed by the Packers. So look for the Packers for a dominant win. I think big game by Josh Jacobs and big game by the wide receiver.
Love.
Big game by Love, but also they're gonna get going Golden.
You have to.
They have to. Going, man. He can spread the ball. He can get deep open, so they got to get him going.
Yep.
And then the Sunday night game, which is huge.
I know.
Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is the thing, man. If we're seeing Patrick Mahomes do what he's doing with the receivers that he has,
yep.
Rashid Rice comes off a suspension. I think, is it this week or next week?
I think it's next week. You got to get a week into practice.
Yeah, so Rashid Rice comes back. And right now, the Chiefs are going, right? The Chiefs, I believe they won their third game last week. You know what? I'm going to go out here.
I think they were 2-2.
Yeah, so they win. They're 3-2 now.
No, they lost yesterday.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. They're 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3.
2-3, they lost, right? So now you got the Lions coming in there. The Lions, I think the Lions are home, right? Or they're away? They're home?
I think they're home. 4-1.
Okay, so then they're playing the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs take this one, to be honest with you.
Is this a trap? Is this a trap?
I think it's going to be another Sunday night trap. I think the Chiefs take it. I think you're going to see Patrick Mahomes really like dominate the game and really control the game.
And you know what happens when you see Patrick Mahomes?
You see the other one. Kelsey. When you see one, you see the other. I'm telling you, they scored early, right?
Yeah, they should have kept that going.
Well, the thing is, man, like I like how he's getting his rookie receiver Thornton involved, man. He opens the field, man. He gets open, man, and he threw a dime yesterday to him, man. It was great. So look,
their receivers going to be a little. They're going to have it
Worthy,
Rice.
Thornton, Rice, Kelsey. So it's going to be.
And you know who you've always been a fan of with the Chiefs. You've always said, you know what, you got to keep him in your bench, and that's Kareem Hunt.
He had 2 TDs, right?
Yep. Kareem Hunt.
Big.
What's Monday night game?
And then Monday night, you got the Bills and Falcons. There's nice
2 Monday night games, I think.
Yeah, and Bears Commanders. I think the Bears. No, I'm gonna say Commanders.
I'm gonna say Commanders, and I'm going to say.
I think the Bills coming off that loss, they're pissed, man.
Yep, I think so too. I think Commanders because Daniels is there.
Yeah,
and Billy's gonna run all over the place. I think.
Yeah, and I think the James Cook is gonna light it up against the Falcons, but also look out for Bijan Robinson and the Falcons, man.
Drake London.
Yeah, but I don't know who's gonna start. Is it gonna be Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins? We don't know.
It should be Penix.
It should, but we'll see. But either way, I think the Bills come back to form. You're gonna see MVP Josh Allen and
come back
and like get that dub.
But all right, Los, let's end it right now as we're almost 40 minutes in.
All right, and then shout outs to Pereira, Chama.
Oh, Chama, Alex Pereira.
Big win, man. We didn't talk about that. Big win.
No,
retains the title. Retains the title and shows him that Chama will never die. Chama. Hey, thanks to guys for tuning in this week. Next week we'll be back. Again, stay blessed. God bless. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
It's a trap.
Vegetables.
They say how this nigga